Every once in a while, reality behaves less like nature and more like an app that was updated at 2 a.m. You think about an old friend and they text you 5 minutes later. You learn a new word and suddenly it follows you around like it pays rent. You walk into a room and forget why you came in, as if your brain tab crashed halfway through loading. Then deja vu hits so hard that for 1 second you are sure life accidentally replayed the same scene twice. Most of the time we laugh it off. Brains are strange. Memory is messy. Coincidences happen. But a tiny part of you still looks at the ceiling and thinks, okay, who is running this place? So here is today's irresponsible sounding but surprisingly useful question. What if reality has admins? Not thunderbolt gods. Not villains in a secret control room. More like tired cosmic moderators trying to keep the universe online while humans keep doing deeply unplanned things. To be clear, nobody has found a glowing support ticket stuck to the moon. Nobody has opened the sky and seen a password reset page. But the idea is funny because it gives a face to a feeling people already have. Sometimes life feels patched, and sometimes reality looks around like nobody saw that, right? The serious cousin of this idea is the simulation hypothesis. It asks whether an advanced civilization could simulate minds, worlds, and whole histories. If simulated realities were easy to make, maybe there could be many more simulated worlds than original ones. That does not prove anything, but it makes the question harder to laugh away. Like asking whether your taxes are being handled by a wizard in a basement. Probably not. But now the basement is in your head. The admin version makes it more personal. It does not only ask, is reality simulated? It asks, is anyone maintaining it? If the universe were a giant system, it would need rules, limits, and maybe a few emergency patches. Imagine the dashboard. Gravity, fine. Atoms, mostly fine. Human decisions, absolutely not fine. One sleepy intern clicks apply patch and suddenly everyone forgets the name of that actor from that movie. This is not evidence. It is a metaphor with suspiciously good vibes. But metaphors are useful. They let us talk about why reality feels smooth most days, then occasionally edited during lunch. Take coincidences. You think of a song and then it plays in a store. You mention a city and then see it everywhere. Your brain says pattern. Your skeptical side says probability. Your late night side says the admin is trying to reach me but the budget is terrible. The grounded explanation is attention. Once something matters to you, your brain starts highlighting it. The world was already full of that thing. You just did not have a mental marker on it yet. This is sometimes called frequency illusion. From the inside, though, it feels like the world started responding. That is the fun part. Maybe the admin did not change reality. Maybe your attention changed the interface. Now think about deja vu. It is one of the most did the system reload feelings humans get. You are in a totally ordinary moment. A cup sits on a table. Light falls through a window. Someone turns their head. And your brain says with terrifying confidence, we have been here before. Science has several explanations. The feeling of familiarity may switch on without the memory that should come with it, so the scene feels remembered even though it is new. Basically, your brain stamps already seen on the wrong folder. But if you want the conspiracy version, maybe the scene loaded twice. Maybe someone restored a checkpoint. Maybe you walked into a recycled room asset. No proof, obviously, but admit it. For 1 second, deja vu does feel like someone copied and pasted Wednesday. Then there are the tiny glitches. You put your keys on the table. They vanish. You check the table 4 times. Nothing. 5 minutes later, the keys are back on the table sitting there with the energy of a guilty object. The boring answer is attention and memory. You looked badly. You remembered wrong. Your visual system skipped what it expected. Your brain is amazing, but it is not a security camera. It is more like a confident assistant who sometimes files documents under vibes. Still, this is exactly the kind of everyday moment that makes people joke about reality bugs. A bug does not need to be dramatic. It only needs to make you point at a table and say, "You were not there." Another possible admin clue is the feeling that life has difficulty settings. Some weeks are normal. Then one day everything stacks up. Alarm, coffee, laptop update, mysterious elevator mood. It feels personal, like someone dragged the chaos slider too far. Of course, randomness clusters and stress ties every new problem into one terrible plot. But emotionally, it feels like a game level. And not a good one. More like the tutorial forgot to end. The admin theory also explains why reality has rules that feel weirdly strict. You cannot go faster than light, undrop a sandwich, or say the perfect comeback until 3 hours after the conversation. Physical laws are not targeting you. They are just consistent, and that consistency is what makes reality work. The admin metaphor says, maybe the universe has permissions. Humans can discover gravity. We cannot open settings and switch it to weekend mode. Honestly, maybe that is for the best. If people had admin access, the moon would have ads by Thursday. There is a deeper reason this idea sticks. Humans do not like randomness. Randomness feels rude. We want causes, intention, and a universe with customer service, even if the hold music is awful. When something strange happens, the mind asks, was that a sign? Or was somebody nudging the plot? This is not stupidity, it is pattern seeking. Pattern seeking kept our ancestors alive. If the bushes moved, it was safer to assume something mattered. Now that old instinct wears a modern costume. Instead of something is in the grass, it says, the algorithm of reality is trying to tell me something. But let us be fair to the weird side. Reality really does have hidden layers. Atoms, fields, quantum behavior, dark matter, dark energy. For most of human history, the true rules of nature were hiding behind everyday appearances. The world looked simple. Then science kept opening trap doors. Matter was not solid the way it felt. Time was not absolute. Space could bend. Common sense quietly left the room. So if someone says reality is stranger than it looks, they are not wrong. The mistake is jumping from strange to therefore a cosmic admin changed my parking spot. That leap needs evidence, preferably more than the vibe was intense. So what would count as evidence? Not one coincidence, not a weird dream, and not your keys acting suspicious. Evidence would need to be repeatable, measurable, and harder to explain with normal psychology or physics. A prediction that works before anyone can know it, or a pattern that does not vanish the moment you test it. That is the annoying thing about reality. It is allowed to feel haunted and still be normal. Your experience can be powerful without being proof. That does not make it worthless. It just means one spooky moment should not drive. The funniest part is that if reality did have admins, we might be the problem users. Imagine the support queue. User microwaved metal again. User invented social media and is surprised by the results. User wants to know why love is confusing. Ticket unresolved. The admins would not need to be evil. They might just be exhausted. Maybe miracles are not grand interventions. Maybe they are tiny patches, a missed accident, a lucky meeting, a strange delay. Or maybe those are stories we tell afterward because humans need meaning the way phones need charging. Either way, the admin idea turns life into a strange conversation. Is the universe silent, or are we bad at reading the notifications? There is also a more personal version. Maybe the admin is not outside reality. Maybe it is your own brain. Your brain already edits the world. It filters what you notice, predicts what comes next, rewrites memory, and decides which details matter. It can make a coincidence glow. It can turn a normal moment into a sign. It can make deja vu feel like a secret message from the timeline department. In that sense, you do have a hidden administrator, not cosmic, internal. Most of the time, you never see it working. But sometimes it slips, and you get that strange little feeling, reality just winked at me. So maybe reality does not have admins. Maybe it has laws, randomness, and brains that keep drawing meaning on top of noise. But the metaphor still works because it points to something real. So much of what shapes your life is hidden. Biology, memory, attention, culture, other people's decisions, luck, your own habits. None of these need a cosmic login screen to change your day. They already do. That may be the strangest part. The hidden control panel is not in the sky. It is everywhere we usually forget to look. Still, the next time something impossibly weird happens, you are allowed one dramatic ceiling glance. You can say, "Nice patch," blame the admin for a missing sock, and suspect the universe of having a sense of humor. Just do not build your whole worldview on a table that misplaced your keys. The healthier version is simple. Treat strange moments like invitations, not verdicts. Notice them, laugh at them, and test them when you can. And maybe let them remind you that reality is already bizarre before we add moderators. Because whether or not there are admins, this universe is running something complicated. And somehow, with all its bugs, patches, loading screens, and impossible coincidences, it still boots up every morning. If reality had an admin panel, what setting would you change first?